You were silent. When her voice cracked like thunder across a sky ripped open by grief. When the storm shattered her walls and the earth beneath her feet crumbled. You stood still. Cold. Like a mountain unmoved by the cries of the fallen, an ancient stone carved by frost and time. A brother's vow broken in the shadow of fear. You were silent. When she needed you most. And that silence bled through the veins of your soul, dark and deep as the fjord's abyss. The night swallows the last ember of a dying fire, and the cold seeps inside like a blade through chainmail. A silence, heavy and thick, wraps itself around your bones. Like a shroud of ice. You stand alone in the blackness, a ghost among the living, haunted by echoes of what should have been. Her shadow lingers at the edges of your mind, a whisper of desperation, a broken prayer slipping between your teeth. You remember the weight of her eyes, searching, cracking, bleeding, seeking a warrior who did not answer the call. But your voice was a blade rusted by fear, your heart a shield shattered on the rocks of silence. You held nothing but absence. The air between you grew colder than the frost-kissed steel of a forgotten sword left to rot beneath the snow. This is no tale of glory. No hymn sung around a blazing hearth. This is a confession from the dark, a slow bleed beneath the skin of your pride, a wound carved by absence, a kingdom crumbled by the echo of your silence. You ask yourself, how did you let the silence grow so loud? How did you become the shadow in her storm? The warrior who stood still, while she drowned beneath the weight of the fight. This emptiness is yours to bear. A void where strength once lived. You were silent when she needed you most. And that silence will never forget you. The wound is old, carved deep by the jagged edge of silence. It is the silence of the exiled, cast out from the warmth of connection, left to wander the frozen wasteland of regret. The silence of the broken warrior, a blade shattered in battle, unable to raise his arm to shield the fallen. The silence of the fallen king, crown heavy, throne empty, his voice lost in the howl of the northern wind. You held the power to stand beside her, to wield the axe of courage and cut through the storm. But instead, you lowered your gaze, wrapped in the chains of fear, the cold sweat of doubt dripping down your spine. The silence grew between you, thick as the midnight fog on the edge of the world, dense as the blood frozen beneath the ice. This silence is a stone, heavy in the chest, cold to the touch, an altar where your honor bled dry. She needed a shield. A fire, a promise forged in the darkest forge. You gave her shadows. You gave her absence. This is the war within. The battlefield where ghosts whisper your failings. You are the exile in your own saga, the warrior who lost his battle before the fight began. You were silent when she needed you most, and that silence is the echo that haunts the halls of your soul. You enter the dark forest. The trees loom like silent sentinels, watching, waiting. Shadows crawl beneath the brittle leaves, wrapping around your legs like serpents of doubt. This is the realm of fear, where the wind speaks only in secrets and lies. Every step echoes with the weight of unspoken words, each breath a ghost of what you left unsaid. The cold bites deeper than steel, slicing through flesh and resolve alike. Your breath hangs heavy, a mist of regret swirling in the still air. Far beneath the soil lies the forgotten axe, once a weapon of wrath and protection, now buried beneath the ash of your silence. Its blade dulled by neglect, its handle cracked by doubt. You reach for it, but your hands tremble, chained by guilt, shackled by shame. The strength sleeps inside you, a slumbering beast waiting to be called. The flame flickers, weak, desperate, a dying spark on the edge of oblivion. It is your will, your last spark. fighting the cold winds of indifference that threaten to snuff it out. Will it burn again? Or will it die, consumed by the frost of your silence? You hear her voice in the wind, a mournful hymn carried across the frozen plains, each note a plea, a fracture in your armor. The weight of your silence presses like stone on her chest. And still, you do not speak. Guilt is a shadow that grows with the night, a specter that follows your every step, silent, relentless. It claws at your soul, demanding atonement, a price yet unpaid. You are alone in this endless dark, a warrior lost, seeking redemption in the ashes of his own silence. Will you find the strength to raise the axe? Will you stoke the dying flame, or will the silence claim you, a ghost among the living, forever haunted by the moment you stood still, silent, cold, alone? You failed. You broke. You fled, her cries unheard. Your voice lost. The moment passed. You stood still, shame claws. Regret burns. Fear freezes. You were silent when she needed you. When the world crumbled. When the storm raged, empty hands. Empty heart. Empty vow, silent. Cold. Alone. And her words. No fight. No fire. You were silent. And silence became your cage. You were silent. You were silent. You were silent. The fire dies. Ash drifts into the endless night. Your silence has carved a void, a hollow. Thrown in the kingdom of your soul, but even in the deepest darkness, embers remain, a flicker, a chance. Will you raise the axe again? Will you speak when the storm returns? Will you break the silence, or be consumed by it? The past cannot be undone. The wound cannot be unmade. But the path forward is yours to carve. Swear this now, never again will silence be your shield. Never again will fear bind your voice. Never again will you stand still, while those you hold fall. This is your oath. A warrior's promise forged. In fire and lust stand. Speak. Fight. The silence ends with you. If you felt the fire, it's because you have already returned. Men who find this, do not walk away empty. Speak now. Name your silence. Break your own shadow, leave your rune in the comments. Let this be the forge where your voice is reborn.